So, as a Miami Heat fan, what I think about the Jimmy Butler trade rumors? The rumors are Golden State, Dallas, and Houston. How would I rank them for him? If I'm Jimmy Butler, yeah, I want to play with Steph Curry. Are you kidding me? That's the only chance I got at a chip. And I said what I said. Because if he goes to Dallas, it ain't going to happen with Luca. It ain't going to happen with him and Kyrie. Injuries are too prevalent. Ball display. And while he can still play defense and shoot a bit, he ain't the dude he was. And what Dallas needs is somebody that is either in the center or they actually need a guard that can slow the pace and mix it up with Luca. Because Luca's soft or sluggish start like he usually does. I tell you, if I didn't know no better, I think Luka Doncic's favorite NFL teams are Cincinnati Bengals because him and Joe Burrows is kind of similar. And then when they start cooking, and then you kind of see the results. Kind of similar if you think about it, even though, yeah, yeah. Because they both could be both top flight. Yeah, there's a correlation between that, but that's another video, another story. Who he remind me of on another sport. Him and Kyrie, I don't think it would necessarily gel, but I could see if they got another piece there. Houston is great if Udoka can get Jimmy Butler in the role of Dylan Brooks and the young guys play along with them and it's a balance. It's not a bad fit. They still need another piece, though, I think, to be a real threat. But that's not a bad look. Obviously, Golden State is the winner. That's the one to go to. I mean, if you could play with Steph Curry, come on, man. And Steph would work with him, and that's what Golden State is missing is that one punch. Um, as for it being the end of his Heat era, well, I mean, they got two trips to the finals. And listen, I have no problem with runner up because sometimes that's as good as it gets. And especially when you consider an overachieving team that got the two finals in the last 5 years. But I think he didn't ward his nerves with Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra. I really do. I mean, hardworking dude, but he's not a top tier player. I've been saying this all along about Jimmy Butler. I think he's a hardworking guy. Not too many cats can outwork him. He's what I call a low first, high second. But when he started buying into playoff Jimmy, he stopped playing all the way around. And he's had his injuries and he wants all the money and everything. He's about 34 now. He got one last big fish to reel in some money, but he ain't going to get nothing more than 3 or 4 years. And I don't really think he's got more than that in the tank at best because he's not that type of dude. It'd be one thing if Jimmy Butler was a scoring machine like a cat like James Harden. Then I'd say, okay, you might take that chance. But he's not that kind of scorer. But he's not an alpha in terms of a lead, but as a strong sidekick, put some wood on you, some muscle, and play with someone who's got the lead, he could be dangerous. I think if he went with Steph, that would be the ticket. Um, but they're not a strong market for him. I don't think. I don't. Not at this stage. He's been hurt a lot, and he's been inconsistent. And if he was still worth his weight, Pat Riley would build around him. The problem is he's not a dude that you can win a chip with. And he does. He had all the earmarks of being a Pat Riley kind of dude, but then he kind of got tasted that spotlight, and then he kind of swivel off a bit, and that's what you're dealing with. That's unfortunate too. A hard working cat, and I got much respect for him. However, he burned some bridges, and it's worn itself out in Miami. You build around Bam. You can either keep Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, but you got to have somebody in there that brings star power, and you got to bring somebody in there that can play within the system, because he's a tease. And like I said before, high second, low first. Basically, that means you're not a superstar, but you're very good, but you're not in that great conversation. And you're one of those guys but with the right leader, you could be scary. And you can have nights when you look scary. But when you're the front and center dude, no, he's not the front and center dude, and that's the sad part because I like Jimmy Butler, but he's just not that. He's not that dude. If he was that dude, he could have kept Miami in contention a lot more than he did. I'm just gonna keep it 100. It's one thing that Laker lost and he played out his mind, but the Denver Nuggets series, he really, and I think he's gone through a lot of stuff. But I'm just saying, some of the stuff he's really put himself back. But anyway, tell me what you think. His preferences are Golden State, Dallas, and Houston. To me, I'd say Golden State and Houston seem like the better choices. Houston because He could play with them young cats. He'd be a good leader. And I think that toughness and tenacity with Udoka would be a good match. But Golden State you go to because you got a chance to win a chip. You don't play around with that if you got a chance. I don't see him and Luke and Kyrie really gelling. I don't. Because they don't really have a leader. And I said, and you can quote me on it. Yeah, I know Luca might be one of 3 or 4 best players in the world and all that. And Kyrie's got handles on it. They don't have a leader. And you bring Jimmy Butler in and anything. And if Jason Kidd could come back and play and you could bring Jimmy Butler, then I say that's a scary foursome that could go to a couple finals in a row. But outside of a miracle like that happening, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm just gonna keep it 100. We talking about leadership and where you go. Good fit in Houston because they're young and tough, and they're not expected to be more than if they got in the playoffs more than 2 rounds, that could be dangerous there. But Golden State, that's exactly what they need. They need his style with Steph would be what the doctor ordered. Just saying. Because he just even killed enough that would work. Please like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another share if you like. And hit that membership. Stay safe, stay well, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.